All right, are we on?
You are live.
Is this thing on? Is this thing on? All right. Well. Today is a special day. Not only do we have Noir Leon, we got Noir RNG beans. So, if anyone wants to donate £5 or over, I'll eat 2 beans. Not 1, but 2 beans. If you guys want to do that, that'll be amazing. So today I'm running Leon A standard 60 frames per second with controller, not mouse and keyboard. I've always run controller, and yes, it's harder, but it's also more fun for me, and well, I'm lazy, so there's another reason. Now, with 60 frames per second, we have to pick up the flamethrower later on in the game. The other meme is the controller, so the movement is going to be a little bit jank, so to speak. Plus the aiming is a bit problematic. But at this point, I'm used to it.
You all right?
Let's go.
Don't move. I'll be back for you.
Okay, my cursor needs to leave.
Moving. Freeze! I'll shoot.
Is the timer running?
And Frankie can get out of my way. So with Frank, you gotta make sure you line up with the shelves to the left, and then as soon as you're near the end of the shelf, start aiming, and then you shoot him straight in the head, unless he turbos you, which is quite rare. So we're on 43 seconds, which is on pace. He will turbo you sometimes, so he'll actually run and duck. He can duck your bullet. You can also do an MLM dodge. It's about a 1 second time waste. But it's better than getting grabbed and bitten and wasting around 3 to 4 seconds. Especially since most of the time it's a front bite, which is an issue. And then here we got the old stair skate of annoyance. For some reason, these stairs, I struggle to skate. I don't know what it is, but it's always been a struggle for me.
There it is. The station.
And Leon is extremely observant, as he found out where the station is. Alright, Robert Paulson over here. Okay, he did good. So we didn't have to walk all the way around him. Whoa! We got memed by Gatekeeper Joe. We just got memed big time. He wanted to show off today in front of you all, didn't he?
And do you have a lovely commentator with you today, Skoiborg?
We got Dan Spence in the house.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name's Dan Spence94. I am a variety speedrunner. I also run this game. I used to run this on console, so the 60 FPS memes are well known to me. Recently switched to PC. But for those of you who might not know me, I'm also one of the technical leads for Thunderthon, so it's a pleasure to have everybody here with us. It's a pleasure to have Skoiborg here with us, and hopefully we can commentate this and not get too many memes, eh, Skoiborg?
We already had one. I think that's enough.
Open this fucking door!
Alright, so here we do 2:17, that's disgusting, a 3-second skip. So then by the time he opens the door, I can leave. So we're not wasting like a couple of seconds waiting for him to open the door. So he does it just straight away.
Jesus.
Oh, and with this one, especially on 60 frames, you want to sort of run to the left, and then as soon as you come across the cabinets, move to the right. On Claire, you can run in between them, but for some reason with Leon, on 60 frames, you cannot run in between the zombies.
Yeah, Claire with her running in caution. Claire is 10% faster running in caution, so she can slip by in the middle of those 2 zombies. But unfortunately, Leon is dummy thick and has to go around the outside.
Alright, and what we are having now is called discard memes.
This is not how I imagined.
So that happens when you've discarded so much, but then your muscle memory is kind of out of whack, so you end up pressing no instead of yes, and now I just had a door meme. Because Leon... We have to save this run at some point, because we started at 2:17, which is Makes me want to sort of cry on the inside because that's 10 seconds slower than what I normally do.
Yeah, that bite at the beginning. Usually that bite doesn't really happen. We can slip by that zombie without activating it. But unfortunately, the RNG rolls for that zombie can be quite trolling from here and there.
Yeah, we
Can
got...
activate it a little bit early.
We did get the rare Gatekeeper Joe RNG where he turns a bit early. Or at least we got good marks, so that was okay.
Yes, when I switched from console to PC, those shots were really something to try and get used to.
Oh,
aiming on the
yeah.
mouse.
I found that the RNG for console and PC are different as well.
Yes, and it definitely depends on the frame rate you're running as
Yes,
well.
it's 110% to do with the frame rate because as the frames count, those frame counts will dramatically change the way everything kind of reacts to you, essentially.
That's about right.
Thank you, VGR.
The other thing is I noticed the console version's a lot more stable than the PC version. My frame rate drops a little bit every now and then.
We also got a donation in if now's a good time.
Ooh! We got a cutscene coming up, so that's good.
All right, we've got a £7 donation from Soul Signal.
Oh, Sam!
But I think they want you to get bamboozled.
Of course he does. Sam Hi. Alright, I'll take it now. I'll take two for you, Sam, okay? Oh god, we got licorice, and I think this could be stink bug. If I get both bad.
Hold on, I'll be right there.
I did. Oh god. I'm gonna have problems processing this.
Marvin, I've got a situation here.
That's awful, but thank you.
Marvin, you copy? Marvin.
Time to revisit
Fun
that
fact.
bolt cutting animation from RE7.
Fun fact, when he is talking on the radio, on the Noir costume, he's actually holding nothing. He's talking to his hand. I've checked.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I've never
he's
noticed that
actually
before.
talking like this to an empty hand. I found that quite entertaining. Right.
It's almost like the meme in the original one where he smashes the radio into his face.
I remember that.
That's always quite humorous to watch.
Right, I am also trying to save the run. From the very early mistakes, the bad Gatekeeper Joe RNG, and now I call this the hallway of misfortune. Kind of like the Wheel of Fortune, but if you put misfortune and a hallway and a guy named Bagels. So, this will be coming up. Now, this guy over here, he's very consistent, the one on the left there. Now, Bagels, on the other hand, he could appear anywhere. I don't know where he is or where he's facing. I can actually run past him, it's fine. So I have to make like a split-second decision whether to run, do an MLM dodge, or shoot him. That's why it's called the Hallway of Misfortune. We are getting very bad discard memes. Very bad today. Oh, and as for quick turning, I do my quick turning a bit different. So when I quick turn, I actually let go of all the buttons and I press run and direction all at once. And that's how I do my quick turn.
Quick turning on controller is quite a bit more of a chore to do than on the PC. On PC, you would click your right mouse button to aim and then quickly switch direction on your keyboard. But because obviously we're using analog sticks and whatnot, it's a bit finicky with how to hold position your hands.
Definitely. Although I'll say I've gotten used to it. I think I've done so many quick turns that it's just pretty much second nature to me.
Yeah, the quick turning on controller is probably one of the reasons why I switched to PC. Although I've still never been in my console PB with PC. I'll be 100%, even at 120 FPS.
Oh yeah, 120 will be in the future for me, for freaking sure. I think once I'm done with my, because I want to conquer all the 60 frames per second, and then I'll get on to 120. My cursor keeps appearing on my screen, and that's bothering me a bit. As long as you guys can't see it, though.
Yeah, we're not seeing it.
Okay, because it's moving all around my screen, and I'm getting a little concerned. I might have to disconnect my mouse.
No, we're all good on the feed on our side.
And we did just get another donation.
Ooh.
We've got a £5 donation from Bings that says, for the animals.
Bingo! Bingo! I'll grab another bean just before G1 because we got a cutscene there. I try and take them during cutscenes so I don't completely mess the run up. I suppose I could take one here. Oh, we got licorice slash skunk spray again. I can't even tell. They're both disgusting. So thank you, Bingo. Really appreciate you, by the way. For the charity and for giving me hell.
Yeah, we do it for the memes. We do it for the animals. This is what we're here for.
Okay, 933 is quite disgusting. But we'll see what happens. I blame Gatekeeper Joe. It was his fault.
Alright, so we've got our first boss fight actually coming up here. We've got Birkin 1. Birkin 1, quite simple really. We're gonna utilise basically the most power in the history of Resident Evil, and that is the quote-unquote remake knife. Now, knife damage is actually tied to FPS. The higher your FPS, the more hits it's actually going to do on a boss. For some reason, when they were coding RE2, with it being a defense item, the DPS of the knife goes through the roof. So what we can see here is basically we're angling ourselves in such a way that we get the maximum amount of taps on Birkin with the knife. So he's gone down pretty quickly there actually. That's quite a good fight.
So, fun fact with that fight, Leon slashes are different to Claire slashes. With Leon, you actually have to be facing the knife. You have to be facing to the side and then knifing, basically, because his swings are a little bit strange. And they're slower than Claire's as well. So make sure you're facing like this, and then G1 is on basically the side of your arm, so you get more swings out of it.
Yeah, I believe Leon like kind of slashes straight in a horizontal line, whereas Claire's is angled diagonally up to the right slightly.
Yeah, hers is super OP. Because I did trying to run Claire as well, and I noticed the difference. I can down faster than I can on it. The difference is ridiculous, honestly. At least we're still in fine health. So the other thing that I've been focusing a lot recently is DA, so difficulty adjustment. You don't want to get any head pops on. What's going to happen is when you get to the sewers, going past that G adult, your DA is to grab you low enough to get any that.
Yeah, the danger or damage adjustment of these games can be really punishing at times. So anything you do pick up, ammo, health, anything that's not classed as a key item will put your DA up. You hit headshots, if you make sure that if you're hitting enemies and whatnot, you will raise your DA. If you miss shots, you'll lower it, which will come into play a bit later on when we take control of Ada. And also, if we don't take damage as well, taking damage lowers our DA, but it won't taking no damage will actually raise it. So the higher RDA, the harder this is actually going to get for us.
But the interesting thing is, with Leon, what I like is he can actually take 1 damage at the beginning and still stay on fine health. So I can sort of lower my DA of that. Unfortunately, you do waste time, obviously, getting damage. But the problem is, if he gets into caution, he'll run slower, and then we have to take a health. So we don't lose time. So that kind of becomes a problem in of itself.
So we're just turning the power on back here, just open the shutter, but this is a good time for donations. It's a bit quiet time.
Thank you. We did. We just got a £5 donation in from Lamp Witch that says, "Rip terribly wrong game."
Jade, you legend. I'll take a bean. I don't know when. Whenever it's clear and I don't have to focus like how on Leon focuses on what one-liner to say next. So the trick with dogs is you want to run in a... Don't do that. But you want to run in a straight line as possible. But I think I must have veered off somewhere and got bitten. Now this is bad news. I'm on caution health. But usually the trick is you want to do a thing and run straight. You don't want to veer off like this because they will actually attack you if you make the slightest movement left or right. So now I do have to pick up a herb. I mean, pick up a herb is not too bad. As if you pick up the health spray, however, your DA is going to shoot up quite a bit. You want to avoid doing that. Try picking up herbs instead of health sprays. If I can recommend something, going to be that.
Oh, that's a very nice dodge there.
And I was on caution, mind you, so I was actually quite worried.
Yeah, that dodge can be really monker at times. You basically have to run past and bait the first one, let him go by, and then bait and change your direction in a split second for that second one to be baited so you can get past it without a scratch. Usually you do take maybe one. One's probably the max that you want to take, but you can quite get stun locked there, and you can take 2 and 3.
Yeah.
It can be very dangerous.
What happens to me sometimes is one or the other won't get triggered. So if I trigger the first one, sometimes the second one won't get triggered, and it's like, great. And I've experienced it a few times, which I suppose is a good thing. So if it happens, I have sort of a backup plan. To do. Her boyfriend in the bait. I have a bit of a risky before. I have a always risky. It was like as soon as.
Alright, so it's a bit delayed.
I'm so.
Just hold
No,
it back up. I can see it in the side there. We're getting there. We're nearly back to where we are.
Yeah, we're back.
Where we are.
Right, we're back
Leon
from Mr. X.
Jesus Christ.
Leon, please don't swear. I need to pick up another health again because I got bitten. I got a little bit jebaited by Misty's boyfriend. My DA is going to be a little high. I refuse to pick up the health spray. I'm going to pick up the next herb instead.
Yeah, thankfully there is quite a few herbs knocking around our PD2 that we can pick up if we need them. So those little love bites that we're getting from Misty's boyfriend and whatnot, we can circumvent them.
So I picked the bullets up for sewers. I shoot that liquor. Sorry, that was very quick, but I shot that liquor so he disappears at the end of the hallway. What am I doing? My inventory is a bit out of whack at the moment, but it'll be fine. Leon, please. Why is that liquor still there? Uh-oh. Okay. Oh no, I can hear the liquor. Oh jeez, okay. Oh my lord. I shot him though. I don't understand why that happened.
That is quite a dangerous hallway there. You've got, if the liquor doesn't play nice, you've got the zombie that busts through the window, and then you've got Mr. X on your tail. It's not good times.
Okay, interesting RNG. So I shoot the floor next to the bench, so it manipulates the zombie closest to the door, but we didn't get a zombie close to the door, but I didn't know that, so I shot the floor anyway. But so basically, if you shoot the floor, the zombie close to the door will get aggro to the bullets instead of to you, giving you free passage to move the bookcases. However, those two over there can sometimes be a bit close, and you could still get bitten, but it's a lot less chance than getting bitten by the zombie closest to the door. And we got another manipulation coming here. So I gotta shoot the zombie like that. So when I come out, he's not there, and I can go through the room of death peacefully.
Yeah, that's
Get another donation in.
Ooh!
Go for it.
All right, we got a 4-pound donation from Nintendo that says, "What happens if you break down in the Mushroom Kingdom? You get towed."
Oh! I'll take 2 beans. Right, so it's 2 beans that I gotta take. Actually, I'll take it now. 1. I'll take 1 out now. I could take them both because there's a cutscene coming up here, sort of. Kinda. Alright, I'll eat them both at once for use. Alright, I got the second one. I'm gonna eat them both. Oh, yuck. Oh my gosh, you got canned dog food and stink bug at the same time. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my lord. That is horrific. Hey, we managed to dodge him though, so that's good. Alright, so this one, this little dodge here, go to the right, then go to the left. And I was gonna go down the stairs for a second thinking this was Claire. I really... Oh, he's not gonna appear there. One time, over here, coming up, Mr. X, and I legit, you guys, he appeared right there. Right here, he appeared.
Yeah, screw. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
He reacts.
Okay, if I can juke him,
backwards.
and then I can run past him like that, bingo, that's what I wanted. Beautiful.
Clean.
2059, you know what, that's not too bad. Like, considering all the mistakes we had in RPD1 and the dogs, we're not doing too horrible for time. Now here I gotta...
So it's worth mentioning that the in-game timer actually doesn't count cutscenes. So the time you'll see on screen is real time, but the final time that we'll get will be IGT. That doesn't include any cutscenes.
Which also includes the walkie-talkie scenes where you can actually still control the character. Those aren't counted as well.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a very prominent strat when Resident Evil 3 Remake was released and the run was being optimized. At any point when Carlos will ring Jill on the radio, she can still move.
Oh, that little
You
strat.
can basically use that to further yourself upstairs and whatnot whilst the radio calls go in and then cancel it once you get to a door.
And I don't have to pick up any health, so I'm happy.
Also, hype for Bioshock puzzles, people.
That's true.
You can get enough of them from Bioshock Trilogy.
Now, I'm not going to do the Nick's issue strat just because I'm running this on 60 frames. I did that a bit wrong. I was supposed to get grabbed so I don't get stunned, but it doesn't matter that much. So I know there's another strat in which you can run past all the zombies, but I think that's mostly applicable on 120 frames per second. But that's a massive run changer, because then you no longer have to pick up the flash grenade. and all that jazz. But I think
basically, instead of using the flash grenade, you still get grabbed, but a zombie will grab you a bit further in, and then Mr. X will punch the zombie, which will free you, but also stun the zombie biting you, and also Mr. X will be frozen in place for a second, so you can easily run past.
And that's what makes the strat quite hairy, because it can go wrong so easily.
What exactly are you looking for?
More info on the people responsible.
It's a hairy strat, but it's a very good one.
Poor Andy found that out the hard way, unfortunately, the other night, I noticed.
Oh no.
Yeah, shout out to Super King Andy, who's coming on a bit later on, but that strap was just not working for him, unfortunately. He was having a really bad day with that.
And also for his run, we're only 67 pounds away from the dog percentage ending for Super King Andy's Silent Hill 2 run.
Heard of the Umbrella Corporation?
Have you, Ada? Have you heard of Umbrella?
They have a virus. It turns people into indestructible monsters.
That explains the horrible things I've seen.
Right, so we're gonna have the Ada section coming up, and I personally, as a controller runner, I dislike the Ada section because of the aiming.
Gee, thanks.
Also find it quite boring in comparison to everywhere else.
Hey, at least it's not as bad as Sherry's section, am I right?
Oh, yep.
How could they have a facility without the authorities knowing?
With Chief Irons. Yeah, at least I have to deal with Chief Irons, that's actually a good point.
Leon's secondary campaign for Ada is a lot more action orientated. You actually have stuff to do rather than go full on Metal Gear Solid for a little bit.
What was that noise? Oh, Leon decided he wanted to dance for us. The staircase. He does that sometimes. You try and do a quick turn and instead he'll dance.
No chance. You're stuck with me to the end.
And here comes my raid alert.
Holy shit!
So big proc here is pretty much an auto scroller. We go to the left, we go to the right, and then we go to the left again. We basically just let it come to the other side of where we're not. Fun fact, on keyboard it actually spells out Ada. ADA.
It does. That's quite funny.
I don't know if the devs put that in as a little joke there or something, but here we are. We get some classic Leon one-liners in a minute.
Chew on that, you overgrown son.
Leon. I wish he was the one having Bean Boozled right now, so maybe he could just not talk.
Leon, up here.
What the hell was?
Just get up here.
Now, I tried to do this little frame skip, but it doesn't work out for me ever. I must be doing it wrong.
Warn you.
I've done it a few
The
times.
virus turned people into monsters, not reptiles.
Fair point.
But sometimes if you go near her, wiggle the camera like that, you'll be able to run past her, but it doesn't always work.
Also, shouts out to that donation total there, 1169.69. Nice. Remember, guys, you can still get your donations in for those incentives. Sarah can fill you in on the details.
What is
Yeah, we
with...
just got a couple of donations in. Is now a good time?
Somebody else's.
Perfect time, actually.
What is with me and the number 69? Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, you're gonna be eating some beans here, because we got a 5-pound donation from Roach Tits that says, got any beans?
Maybe.
And a 6-pound donation from Uni that says, morning, lovelies. And then a 4-pound 69-cent donation from Uni that says, nice.
Very, very nice. Very nice. Well, next cutscene, I'll eat all three. Actually, I might eat an extra one just because of the 69 that was there. I think that's fair.
Give the people what they want.
Exactly. Hear the people, see the people, feed the people.
That's right, Rogue. Sarah's voice is very good.
Beautiful. That actually went really, really well. I'm happy. Now here is a little weird... Okay, she wants to dance too, but we're gonna do a little dodge. There we go. You have to take a specific line for that dodge to work. If you go a little off, he'll probably grab you.
I don't think I've ever gotten that dodge. In the history of running this game, I've never got that. I always have to go around the outside.
I think I just watched the video of it in slow motion. I can debate him here. That's perfect. That is perfect. That was really good. I watched the video in slow motion a couple of times and I saw the sort of specific route that they were taking. And then I did a few times myself and I went, oh, okay. But sometimes I still mess up a little bit. I'm glad I didn't though. Come on, Ada.
Yeah, Ada's section pretty much is one of the most linear parts of it, I'd say. It
very.
revolves around this small hacking tool, so we can get through these vents and whatnot, overloading them.
And I love how we only use this hacking tool once. Leon doesn't get it or anything. Can't use it with Leon. Alright, cutscene when I pick up the wristband. 3 beans. Oh, 4, sorry, because of the 69, that's right. I have to. Alright, don't skip the cutscene. Alright, it was 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we got another licorice one. So it could be licorice, 2 stinky socks, and a stink bug. So it could be all of them at once. Oh, I need to shoot right now. I've got a couple of good flavors and I got a couple of bad flavors.
You realize that?
So it's really, really weird. And very disgusting. Oh boy. Come on.
I can't imagine what you're going through right now.
I'm focusing on trying to get out of here in time. Which I didn't.
The donations, but don't make Skoiborg barf, people, please.
It's fine. I'm used to it. My viewers do this to me all the time.
We reserve the right to veto any bean donation.
Not gonna happen.
But please make sure they still come in though.
Alright.
Ada?
Not the best Ada section. We're a little bit slow with the little generator parts at the end. And I nearly forgot to shoot my bullets. Leon, what are you doing?
That's a pleasant smell.
And we come to every runner's favourite part of the entire game. Sewers.
That's not too
How
bad.
do you feel about the sewers?
Honestly, I don't mind the sewers. It's not that bad. Until you pick up the keys and come back and there's the geodogs. That's the only worst part. Everything else is fairly consistent. Oh, Leon, stop dancing, please. I do apologize for the noise in the background. I do have people over. They're very excited as well. I didn't get his head. Okay, I need to run immediately. Literally, Leon, literally. Alright, so this G-adult here, to run past him, you want to shoot at him just as you're about this distance, and then run. If you run through him without shooting, you're gonna get knocked back and then grabbed from the animation. At least when you shoot him, you skip the animation and you can run past him.
Cable car. Interesting.
Longest stair skate of the game.
Where'd she go?
Now, if you are short on bullets like I am in this section, you can pick up bullets without wasting time. So as soon as you pull down this lever, run through this room, pick up this, and there you go. You wasted no time because the bridge had to come down anyway.
Yeah, there's a few nice backup items that we can pick up that way. I think that's the most prominent one if we're low on handgun ammo for this part, because the G-adults, we do have to basically bait them with a couple of shots here and there. Otherwise it can get very dangerous very quickly.
Not to mention, if you get bad RNG here on the staircase, you do have to shoot at least one of the two zombies. Okay, we didn't get bad RNG, so that's good. So we can just run past them. But if you do get it, you have to shoot them. So the bad RNG is that zombie in the yellow there, he'll be facing you instead of down the stairs. So if he's facing up the stairs, you have to shoot him.
Right, we're going up into back to where we were before, essentially, to get our first puzzle piece, which is also acts as a key for an area we're going to access later on.
You know what's very interesting is I never ever think of this as going back to the same area. Oh, we got bad RNG. Hang on a minute, let me deal with that. I hate when that happens. Sometimes you'll be too close. Try not to risk it because you will get a front bite. If you're gonna get bitten, try and aim for a back bite. It's faster than a front bite. Oh, and that G-adult, sorry, I went on tangent. If he's out, you can shoot him, and as soon as you shoot him, you can, give me a minute, run down the thing. And I baited two zombies. That I can't really explain. In regards to how I bait the zombies, it was just more of me getting used to their AI and getting used to their movement, their grabs, their lunges and stuff, and just sort of learning from all that and figuring out what makes them tick, essentially.
Yeah, each one, they have pretty much the same or very similar coding to each other. It's just working out which ones will lunge at you, which ones will just kind of chase you, and then you can basically run around them in a circle, get them to go one way whilst you go the other.
It only becomes a problem once your DA is higher than 7 or 7 or above. Right, because I got no... You see, because my DA was high, how he grabbed me? Alright, I'm getting rid of this knife.
Oh, yeah.
We're fine, we can go. We weren't in a bad position, but that's kind of what happens when you pick up too much health items. So if you take damage, pick up too much health items, your DA is going to be a bit higher. And that is what happens. That's why I tried to aim for no headshots, no critical headshots, no damage so I don't pick up health. So that I can run past him. But thankfully we had the knife, so it wasn't a massive problem. Uh-oh.
DA manipulation takes a lot in this run. Picking up items, taking shots, and taking damage. I don't think, if off the top of my head, there's any points where we will intentionally take damage. But taking damage can always help us out to lower the DA for boss fights and whatnot down the line. I believe defense items and such, they raise the DA, but not by as much as it would do if you use them normally. because it's using basically your DA will drop with you getting grabbed, and then it will then raise again once you use the defense item. So it kind of balances itself out in a small way.
So DA in a lot of ways has a lot of impact in the game and how everything runs. If you pick up ammo and you're landing shots very well, your DA is going to be raising up quite a bit. But yeah, taking damage, your DA is going to lower quite a bit as well. Leon, there's no specific DA manipulation in this run per se. It's pretty straightforward, but at the same time, just for marathon safety and other purposes, if the DA is particularly low, that's what we want. Low DA equals good runs. And also, hi, I'm Chad Thorson. Thanks for the commentaries. What's up, guys?
Welcome on in, Chad. I got grabbed again.
It happens. It happens.
When you're getting grabbed, unless you're in a specific position, don't use defense items. Because they'll grab you right away instantly. If you get poisoned, they won't grab you for a certain amount of time. So you can run past them freely.
This entire section is... I run Claire, but Leon, I'm familiar with some Leon aspects here. This entire section is very dangerous for Leon because his base speed is much, much slower than Claire's, which means these G-adults can do some pretty nasty things if you're not careful. So you saw the grab there. Unfortunately, that's the second grab. That's okay. Leon...
What happened to me was Leon didn't want to get down, and he doesn't want to run past the G-adult. He didn't want to jump down for some reason, and he's having issues with... I was having issues with the invisible wall there. There's a really, really strange invisible wall around that little ridge thing. I don't know why it's there, but it causes so much problems in Leon runs. In Claire runs, not so much, but on Leon, it's a massive issue.
So the G-adults have really, really strange hitboxes. The right side of the G-adult is typically... there's a very specific line you have to take in order to get past them. It's free. But once again, it's harder to gauge with Leon because I think his character model is just much bigger, and of course his base speed is much slower, so he is harder to deal with, gauging that line right there. But thankfully, the pool party is over, and we can get out of the sewers here fairly quickly here. So that's
we also have a blue herb coming up as well, so that's good news.
Yeah, this puzzle was the same every time on the A scenario.
Yeah, running A is good because you can do the same puzzles. That's why I'm dreading B, because then I have to relearn the puzzles. I'm the type that likes to... I'd rather learn a new route than relearn puzzles.
They're the same puzzles, just the solution is completely different. But again, on the B scenario, the puzzle still remains the same solution each time. It's just that it's different from the A scenario.
Yeah, thankfully there's a blue and green herb combination here, and where you will see on Claire's route that you want to keep her in caution, you actually don't want Leon to be in caution. Being in fine is the target health status. So it's pretty good. We have a quick heal there before this fight, and that's going to be a grenade skip. Did we get it? Let's see.
Yep.
Looks like we did, in fact, get it. That is a frame-perfect grenade skip right there. What's happening is that Skoi is throwing the grenade in order to push the next phase of the fight to meet the damage threshold for the G hand coming through the roof here. So I'll do commentary here because this fight this is the wall for a lot of runners here. G2 is not to be joked with. So this fight in particular, the way the mechanic of this fight is going to go is that G2 needs to have his health at below 50% in order to be killed with the crane, which means you're going to do an ample amount of damage here to him. On 60 FPS, you will not be using the majority of... you will not be using the major knife strats like usual in its entirety, but there are different variations that you can use here.
That's right. We use the knife when he goes down like that just to maximise as much DPS that we can. But for the majority of it, and for G3 later on, we will be using the flamethrower, just with a bit more...
That looks like that was it.
Consistent damage there.
Very nice G2 fight. Excellent. That is harder than it looks, guys. Let's get some hype in this chat because let me tell you right now, G2 is not to be trifled with.
Yeah,
Very nice.
I had to practice that over and over and over again just to iron down all the inconsistencies. I'll tell you something though, the Claire version of that is even worse.
I can confirm that fight with Claire is not good.
Yeah, I've
We don't
seen
like the
that
spark
taken
shot
out
down
there so many times.
Oh,
Yep.
the spark shot.
That's Reset City.
Garbage. Thankfully, a very recent strat has been found not too long ago where we don't actually need the spark shot for Claire, so that's
Nope.
Is that
eliminates that a
for
little bit.
120 frames per second?
Yeah, so on the 120 FPS category with Claire, you do, for the optimal run, you do not need the spark shot in order to complete that run. However, on 60 FPS, because the knife cannot meet the damage threshold, you still need to get the spark shot for that run. But at the moment, if you run 120 FPS, there's a way to cheese past all of it. That route is exceptionally difficult to pull off, and it requires a bit of DA manipulation throughout the run. So it's a very advanced strat. Ultimately, it doesn't really save that much time, but if you're going for world record attempts, I mean, you're going to do everything you can to save time, which is important. So that is, that is a very, very, very powerful strat right there to help you get in the lead. But hey, if you want a free PB, do a spark shotless route. That's how you get it.
All right, we are coming across another manipulation now. I'd say it works 75% of the time for me anyway. So what I do is I shoot this door here.
So what she's going to be doing here is she's going to shoot the door to manipulate the zombie behind this wall because we want him to be in a specific situation. As you saw back in the library in the RPD, zombies actually carry over to investigate sounds that they hear from different rooms. So the shot is fair. I would say it's about 70% consistent. And we want that there's an armored zombie which is exceptionally tough in this next room over here that we want him to be in the right spot. So we'll wait for an audio cue. I don't think he hissed, so he's in a good spot. That means that he is currently in a place where we can easily debate him and walk right past. I believe, but we're gonna find out.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So now let's see if she got it. Let's see if she got it. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Normally, this zombie, there's a pretty particular line you can take there, and you can just kind of walk right past him. Unfortunately, we didn't get it, but that's okay.
Also, if you all notice, I'm in danger health. My DA is extremely high right now. Normally, he gets me on caution, but I think I've picked up too many things.
So yeah, the DA at this point is probably fluctuated quite a bit. It's going to be fairly low, which is going to be really, really advantageous because the G3 fight where Claire, I think, struggles with G2, Leon's biggest hurdle, I think, is going to be G3.
G3 is honestly not that bad with Leon. It's much worse with Claire. He's honestly, once you know how to stay close to him, honestly, it's not that hard. I think the only thing that's quote-unquote difficult is he's stage 3 of G3, so that's when he gets super aggro, but I have a bit of a strat with that. I honestly don't find him that bad. I really don't.
Really what we want with the Leon fight is what we call a 2 cycle. So at the start of the fight, you'll notice he has 3 eyes coming out of his body that we want to pop. Once those pops, he will go down and open up his chest where a load more eyes will pop out, so we can maximize damage that way. Once we get into a certain HP, the eyes in his chest will stay out. That's basically our phase 2. So we can kill him as he's transforming into that phase. But once he transforms into that phase, he's going to go and pull a sheet off the wall, and he's actually going to have iframes at that point. So until he actually pulls the sheet off and throws it at us, even if he has 1 HP, he will not go down. So that's of course a time loss. So we really want that two phase there and just get him. We can use that by we maximize damage as much as we can using the flamethrower, and we also utilize the hand grenades that we can pick up on the route as well, just to basically get as much DPS as we can. And there's a few items actually in the arena that we pick up, some extra flamethrower ammo, another hand grenade whilst we're down there as well. We don't want to pick up too many hand grenades on the way to the fight, because as Sky and Chad was saying earlier, that's going to put our DA up even higher. So we're looking to maybe have 2 or 3 going into the fight. I think I've been into the fight once with 5. That never ends well.
Yeah, that fight with the higher DA is just not fun to do.
Oh no, nope.
But we also will be meeting our first enemy over here, which can one-shot us if they grab us, which are going to be the IVs.
Oh, my favorite.
And as I mentioned before, the Leon's base speed is exceptionally slow, which means that whenever we're walking past these IVs, he can't zip past some of them like Claire can, so we got to take our time here to shoot them. Just because if they grab us and we don't have a defensive item, we're gonna be.
I mean, I have 2 defensive items, but they're saved for something else. You don't want to lose more than 1 knife at least.
Those knives are crucial for the G3 fight. We need those knives, so we can't forfeit that here.
Oh.
Also, we're gonna throw a grenade. Pre-throw a grenade, kill the zombies in this room, and run past this licker by looking upwards to manipulate him for a free pass. But the real work is about to begin here in a second on the return through this area, because this is the kill zone for a lot of runs in RE2 Remake. The lab lickers are brutal.
This is about to get highly monkeresque, so this is probably your last down moment for a small while. So Sarah, if we've got any donations or any incentives that we're nearly there, this is the best time to plug them.
We're getting really, really close to the Silent Hill dog percentage ending. We are less than 60 pounds away to that. I'm pretty sure we can make that happen between this run and the next run, but let's see if we can get it before the end of Skoiborg's run.
Come on, guys, I want to see some dogs.
I'm commentating that run. Yeah, I want to see some doggos too. We want to pet them.
Oh my gosh.
That's a good recovery though, because that licker is prone on the ground because he leaped at you. That was a very lucky flashbang. The run is not dead.
Okay. Oh no, you don't. No, that's okay. It's fine.
Yeah,
Leon can take this. Yeah, he can take this.
Leon being as fit as he is. The slash hitbox from the lickers there can, even though it looks like he's miles away from it, in speedrunner terms, that's probably like two pixels. It will still slash him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, especially with the 2 of them in there, they are really dangerous to try and get by.
There's a backup knife that you can grab on the way back, and before you head up the ladder in that area, there's that side server room you can go into. There's a free knife in that room, and a place to kind of catch your breath from the lickers, because that knife is going to be very necessary for the G3 fight.
I don't fight G3 with a knife, interestingly enough. Just the flamethrower and 1 grenade.
Yeah, that's right. We don't use the knife on 60 FPS.
Yeah, that's the only reason I have the knife is for IVs. Notably, the ones at the 2 at the end. If I can't, because sometimes I don't manipulate the one, like for example here, see? It's alright, but I got him.
Oh, nice shot right there. That's really good. Yeah, these guys can wobble just a bit there, and you can actually miss the bulb, and then when you miss the bulb, they actually aggro, and they come rushing towards you. It is Monka.
Okay, to be honest, people, the first time we encountered these Ivies, how many people didn't use the defense item and got really shocked at the outcome?
Yep.
When we got grabbed the first time.
Yeah, 2019 Chad didn't know better, but 2020 Chad still maybe knows better. I don't know.
No.
I'm always in the mindset of I need to keep everything. I know what these games are like, and then all of a sudden the screen started flickering. I was like, what? What's going on?
Yeah, that was scary. That was really scary. Oh gosh. I remember the first time, and I was so terrified of these things. I think these are the scariest things for me.
I can't.
Yeah, these guys and lickers are pretty bad.
I can't even imagine how these 9
Well, okay.
get through this area.
I have to make sure I use... Okay, I got enough bullets in my handgun to deal with the IVs. Just before Mr. X, so it's fine. It's fine.
So Mr. X did pop up back there, and he's still kind of on your tail here for the most part. We will be seeing him coming up here pretty soon, which the the final Mr. X fight is I much rather would do that over G4 in my opinion. That fight is much more manageable. But
It's
you know,
so
things can go
easy.
wrong.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
Unless, and this is trademark here, if you get bad rocks. Now, if you get bad rocks, it can be really, really annoying to sort of keep him in place. If you get rocks that are far away, you have more maneuverability with him. But if there's like one rock that's close to you, one far away, that's when it becomes, whoops, an issue.
Yeah, when we get to Mr. X or Super X, as he's known, we want to do what we call the knife dance. Basically, we spin around him in a square kind of formation, which keeps him in place. But it also, so we'll get more into it when we get into there. But there's a we're still
quite a ways away from that one.
Really interesting manipulation coming.
Also, things are about to get very stressful because I'm going to be fighting G3 on caution health. So that's...
Yeah, we're gonna give Skoi some focus time here because this is a very she needs to have some focus for this fight. This can this is definitely a hurdle here. So let's see how this goes.
See, it's not so bad if I'm on fine health, but because I'm on caution, I'm more worried about how I'm gonna clip through him. That's my worry.
Thankfully, there is an autosave here that we have, which means we can just jump right back to the
God
fight.
damn it. That was my fault. I mistimed it. I have to grab the health. I have no choice. Or I'm screwed.
There's an emergency first aid spray that we can grab here if it needs to be.
Ooh! Hello, what are you doing?
Good. Yeah, that fast is going to be very advantageous here. We just got to keep our distance here and
yeah, so the strat for 60 FPS is a bit different for Leon. Because the flamethrower does consistent, constant damage, instead of going through his eyes, we basically just maximize the DPS that we can with the flamethrower.
And we have a extra flamethrower canister here, which we will be using. And now he's going to be going and he's going to be throwing a tantrum and just throwing objects across the room. We want to get him to phase, his final phase of this fight, where his eyes are going to be exposed, and that's where the maximum amount of DPS is going to be having him. So right now this is good because he's just kind of focused on grabbing objects. He's mostly free. And now, okay, so he's in the final phase here, and it looks like he's burning those eyes here as fast as possible, but he is very aggro during this phase.
Make your good day a bad day.
Yep, okay, and that's very good fight, very good fight.
Unfortunately, we are very slow for time. We're at 55 minutes. Normally, I'm around 52, 53, rarely 51, but we had too much mistakes.
Yeah, let's get some hype. That is harder than it looks. Trust me. I've had my tangos with G3 and marathons. That usually doesn't go well. So let's give some hype for Skoiborg.
Oh. The trick with Leon is actually to stay for at least his first two phases. His third is a little bit weird, but to stay as close as possible to him and try and time and clip through him when he's attacking.
We skipped that cutscene there with Ada and shock horror. Ooh, she's a spy.
Dun, dun,
Who would have
dun.
guessed?
Spoiler! Oh no!
Oh,
who would have
dear.
ever guessed?
Who would have guessed the woman that we've met essentially 20 minutes ago betrayed us and tried to steal some highly contagious virus?
The one we met 20 minutes ago and fell in love with in 20 minutes ago?
Oh no!
Crazy.
God damn it, Leon! He needs to calm down a little bit. He needs to just chill.
I mean, Chad, I fell in love with your hair the first moment I saw it.
Ooh.
Hey, but that is the exception. As I tilt my coffee mug in that direction. So this final section of the game here is going to be there's no IVs to deal with here, but this is where
There is IVs.
Yeah, this is everyone's biggest impression of Mr. X here, because this is the final, the classic Capcom escape. You have too much time to escape here, and something's going to blow up and something. But you are going to be Mr. X, who's your roadblock here, and much like all tyrants, if they receive too much damage, they will mutate into a much more aggressive and monstrous form. That's going to happen here. So when we meet Mr. X, he's still in his Sunday best. Unfortunately, that will not last for long. But oh, sorry, no, the IVs in this section here. Leon cannot run past them, so we have to take some safety shots here. But let's wait for the debate on Mr. X here, and when that happens, we're going to be heading to the final boss here in a second.
Yeah, so there's a bit of a timeline difference here. Claire actually goes through this area first with Sherry, which is why the Ivers are docile on the ground. But once Claire goes through, she activates them, which is bad times for Leon, because when he goes through there shortly afterwards, they are ready and waiting for him. So we have to do a couple of shots on the walls there, basically to limit the AI for them to walk over towards those bullets, so we can kind of slip by them there.
Leon, please.
So during that cutscene there, we did have Mr. X kind of pop down, and as soon as he came, he's gone. So this fight right here, you cannot kill him conventionally. You have to get a couple stuns on him here to kind of push the damage threshold a little bit further. But it's important to just stay on his left armpit here and just do the dance. You cannot break the cycle. If you break the cycle, it's not too hard to get back on there, but you can take hits here. And at about, if everything goes right, at about the 7 minutes to just below the 7 minute timers, whenever we get the rocket launcher to actually force the fight to be over here. But basically,
6 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay, yeah. So this fight here, you're gonna be hugging him as close as possible. Don't break the cycle. He will jump.
Unless it's this here, where he smacks a rock. You don't want to be near him when he does that, because he will.
Yeah,
you actually get hit.
Yeah, you will definitely take damage from doing that there, but yeah, so it doesn't matter what the DA is, it doesn't matter what level of difficulty this is on. This is the established dance for this fight here. This is much harder on harder difficulty, obviously, but for the most part, if you can just stay in this cycle right here, you should be okay. But Mr. X is known to do some mean stuff here and there, so you're gonna be careful. Just keep your eye on it, and it's up to the runner to be able to adapt to this fight, and that's gonna be the rocket launcher. We do a quick debate, grab it, and one shot, and he's dead. GG's.
Yeah, it's a very interesting program time that we are coming up on time fairly soon as well. That fight with Tyrant there is actually scripted to about 2 minutes 30 if you don't get any stuns on him. Each stun actually takes off 30 seconds from that timer.
Yep.
So every time, this is time by the way, so every time he staggers, he actually, you actually cut off 30 seconds of that end timer. So that's what makes it a lot faster for the rocket launcher to drop down.
Despite everything that's happened, we still got sub out. We got 59.22. It's not bad.
Excellent.
It's not bad.
That's a GG. Yeah, guys, that is harder than it looks. Let's get some hype in this chat. That was Hey, I ran straight out of bed. I was like, I can't miss this run. Sorry, Skoiborg.
Oh, thank you. I tried. Normally I can get around 58 or 57, 54 or something like that, but that's if the RNG is very, very good. And that's it. Like, you have to have, like, when you're in the 50s, you have to have the best luck with this game, essentially. If not, then it can be a bit tricky. But that's about it. Did we get any more donations, or...?
No more donations at the moment. I feel like everybody bean boozled you enough during this run. However, like I said earlier, we are less than 60 pounds away from that dog percentage on Silent Hill 2. You've got maybe about 40 minutes, guys, to meet that goal so we can get to borking in chat.
Please.
And we all know that the dog ending is the only true canon ending to Silent Hill, and we want this run. It is the only ending that matters, so get those donations in, guys.
We need the heck and bork. Come on, guys. Let's do it. We need all the hecks. We need all the borks. Everything. It's the best. We gotta do it. Gotta do it. Alrighty. So, with that...
Alright, and so with that is Resident Evil 2 Leon A. Skoiborg, if you like to say some few words, plug your channel and whatnot, and yeah, take it away.
So, as always, my friends, and everyone that is new here, thank you all so much for joining today. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much to everyone for the donations. It was very generous of you. I am choking to death right now. I have no idea why, but I really am thankful. This run was very interesting. I'm just super happy that everyone was here. And yeah, I hope to do this again because it's just so much fun. I love it every time, and I'm sad for it to be over.
And it's the worst. It's the worst when your run's done. You're like, wait, I want to do more. But hang on,
yes.
wait.
Especially in a game like this where it's reset central, just getting a run finished will then spur you on. It's like, yeah, I can do better than that.
Oh
Let's do it
yeah,
again.
getting a run finished is
go
better than
again.
resetting. Yeah, for sure.
All right, Chad, do you have any final words before we sign off?
Hi, my name is Chad Thorson. I was the other voice in this video, or this run. I am the lead organizer here, and I'm happy to help. And you guys have been doing an incredible job on the night shift. I'm looking forward to Outlast next, and of course, you know, Silent Hill 2 after that. It's going to be fantastic. So, thank you guys.
And I am Dan Spence94. I am the lead technical liaison for Thunderthon also and Hallowspeed. It was a pleasure to co-commentate this run with Chad and Skoiborg. And yeah, we're looking forward to seeing what everyone else is going to show us at the rest of the marathon.
It was fantastic. Absolute pleasure is mine. Thank you so much, Dan and Chad and Sarah, for being here as well. You guys are absolutely fantastic. I'll be here watching the rest of the runs, so I'm not gonna go away completely. I'll still be here, so make sure you get those donations up, okay? I'll be watching from the shadows.